Hi everyone, thank you for coming. My name is Sergey, and today I would like to tell how to develop front-end with AI assistance. Let's start with self-introduction. I have 5 years of experience in front-end. A little bit more with working with just HTML and CSS. I've contributed in a number of fintech and e-commerce projects. Also, I'm experienced in building UI kits, which helped me to achieve stable and consistent user interfaces. So today I will provide some statistics of adapting the artificial intelligence in front-end development process, show some AI tools that are used in front-end tasks, demonstrate how to create and test a new component with AI assistance, how to generate documentation, and also show some simple examples of daily tasks that can be simplified with AI assistance. In the end, you will know how AI can improve the development experience and how it affects the role of front-end developer. So today, AI has been actively integrated in various sectors like transportation, retail, healthcare, and financial industry. And here are some case statistics of adapting in software development. So 18%, so IT and telecommunication industry owned 80% share of the global machine learning market by the end of 2022, according to Fortune Business Insight report. 39% of businesses reported hiring software engineers for AI-related positions, and 34 about hiring data engineers, according to McKinsey report in 2023. Also, 64% of businesses stated that AI would improve business productivity, according to Forbes Advisors report in 2023. By the way, currently in DevExperts we are testing integration of Copilot in our work process, and we are also expecting such improvements here. Just to be fair, these statistics were taken from Forbes.com and mspoweruser.com. You can find more of them here. So today some of AI tools are available in an average IT company, and the most popular of them are ChatGPT, Copilot. So ChatGPT is based on natural language processing model. It can, so it is the application which looks like a chat, separate application. You can address problems in different sectors, in different aspects here, including software development. So it can help in problem solving and also can generate documentation. The second is Copilot. It is available as an extension for IDEs, such as JetBrains IDEs and VS Code or Visual Studio. It has access to editing files, and it can autocomplete code according to their context. It is helpful, for example, in generating comments and tests, and I'll also show you some more examples. Modern IDEs also have built-in machine learning models which are used for context-sensitive code suggestions, and they're also working for built-in AI assistants currently. Besides the benefits of using AI in our processes, there are also risks and limitations. For example, breaches of sensitive data when you are it's better to not provide the sensitive code to these services. Also, the generated content may not always match quality standards of company or a project. It may also raise questions about ownership and copyright, since the generated content is based on open source. And also it may include outdated data, so sometimes it's better to check the latest version of documentation. So in the end, if you are going to use some of AI tools, it's better to have an agreement with your management, something like that. So now let's see how to create and test a component with AI assistance. So there are different ways to create a new component. Sometimes there is already implemented library for it, but usually it's cheaper to create it from scratch and then customize it according to a specific design. So previously we might need to find some example in the internet and then re-implement it in our code. But today it can be done easily with Copilot. For example, to do it, I just provided it an interface of my properties and defined name of the component, and then we can get some layout and styles for it. So this is a small example. Next is at this step we already have a function definition and its input type. Now let's pretend we are huge fans of test-driven development, or we already have some functionality which is good to be tested. Firstly, to write tests, we need some test cases, and we can get it using ChatGPT, for example. So here's the example when how to get test cases for the component. You just need to address this to ChatGPT. In addition, it's better to provide some context, like component properties, maybe some description, and also I have specified here format of the output. I used given when then format because it helps to get more exhaustive output, and then it gives more context to Copilot when I want to auto-generate some tests. So here are examples of test cases generated by ChatGPT. For example, given a batch component with count of exceeding the overflow count property, when it is rendered, then verify that the badge shows an overflow indicator like 99 plus. Now we can use these test cases to generate tests. You don't need to write anything by your hands mostly. Sometimes maybe you have to debug something and that's all. This example is with Copilot, but you can do the same with ChatGPT by providing this particular test case and maybe some more context which libraries you are using or something like that. So this is the final result of auto-generated test. So at this step we have a component with some functionality, and now I'd like to show how. Now we need to style it in some way. In this example I will use a Storybook for it. Here you can see that Copilot is acknowledged well with the file structure which is needed for Storybook. So if you know, Storybook is a tool that allows you to develop components separately from your application. It has a powerful toolbar to switch properties and see how your component looks like. Here is example of a small Storybook file with two stories, and to write it you don't need to take much effort. So after that I would like to also mention such topic as documentation. In this example, not because it is a cool feature of Storybook as well, but also it is very helpful for collaboration within a team. So to delegate this task to AI assistants, firstly, I considered a structure for my document similar to end design documentation. So after that, we just need to ask ChatGPT, for example, to write some content for each section. And so it mostly works as expected, because ChatGPT handles small contexts, small tasks better. So here's an example of prompt to get a small definition of a component, and here is the one for getting use cases of it. So here what we got, let's say almost completed documentation for the component, and here how it looks like in a Storybook. So in additional, we can ask ChatGPT to write some guidelines of using this component, or give some accessibility guidelines as well. For example, here I also added that it's recommended to use some area label or title attribute for this badge component. In the end, I would like to mention also comments. In this example, they are used for the documentation of component properties, because Storybooks detects these comments and put them to the table. But anyway, comments are useful in other tasks. For example, when your code is complex and you need to add some meaningful description. So this is the example of commented properties of my component. To do it with the Copilot, you just need to start typing a comment operator, and then maybe choose. Maybe there are several options, but sometimes just first option is enough. So, and this is how it looks like in a Storybook page. I agree that it is much nicer than just empty table and just a number of stories without any documentation. So I already mentioned tests, documentation, and there are also routine tasks on daily basis, which can be simplified with AI assistance. So you might heard that biggest part, huge part of programmer's job is Googling, copying and pasting from Stack Overflow. So this was used to be partially true. We used it to resolve problems, like common problems, debug and write configurations. But today it is can be performed faster and simpler with Copilot. It allows us to get the same results without searching this content in the Google, in the internet manually. So here is an example of take screenshot utility that takes screenshot from a video. So I could search it manually, spend some time and find a perfect example, but here I just typed the name of a function and got what I wanted to do my to resolve my task. And here is another example. So sometimes you may also want to think of the name of the function and have no idea how to name it, or you can write a description of it and Copilot can generate something. So this function removes empty properties from object. And here is one more example. Here I asked ChatGPT to reconfigure my Docker file so it uses npm instead of yarn package manager. So despite that, AI continues simplifying and simplifying routine tasks, simplifying software development processes, including front-end tasks. The role of front-end developer remains essential. The first reason is that AI still not completely understand customer needs and handle specific business requirements. Secondly, by the end of by reducing routine and repetitive tasks, responsibilities of front-end developers expand. They are now expected to be more focused on deciding on the optimal approaches, the development cost, and code quality. In the end, it is a front-end developer who awares of a final result of a feature when designer work and backend API are bounded together in client application. So in conclusion, I would like to quote this guy, Joe Whittingill, Chief Learning Officer at Microsoft. When people are freed from repetitive or tedious tasks, it results in more meaningful work, unlocking creativity and fostering an environment for human connection. So in this presentation, we should notice that AI simplifies routine tasks like testing, documentation, improve development experience because it's more interesting to do something without endless search in the internet. Improves code quality because now code comments, tests, and something like that is cheaper than it was before. It reduces development cost because now we can not spend time by Googling something and get the same result in just a code editor. So as a result, we now can focus more on our ideas and business goals. So thank you. If you have any questions, please ask.